Surprise! I can't get my remote working to turn the phone camera on or off from a distance. So until I buy a new one, I just had this great idea that I wanted to share with you. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Amanda Gore. I'm a physiotherapist or a physical therapist. I've been speaking for 35 years on wellness and joy. And I'm actually speaking to you today from Joy headquarters. And what you can see behind me is actually the view from my house, actually my office. And yes, I am very blessed. And the chimes that you can hear gently tinkling in the breeze to add a bit of atmosphere. Well, that's how you can choose to look at them, or you could just choose to focus on, wow, what's that annoying noise? Which brings me to the topic of this little video. So, of course, as a speaker, as soon as this happened and there's no travel, it's like 9/11 on steroids, instantly all the work is gone if you're a speaker because people can't hold meetings. So I've been doing some Zoom meetings for people. However, I was talking with somebody the other day and this idea came up and I really wanted to share it with you. I think it's called my COVID-19 strategy, and it's geared around a mnemonic that makes everybody laugh. And the mnemonic is fart. Now I can't say it in American, like Americans kind of say fart, but I can't say the R the right way. So it has to be the Aussie way, fart. Now I don't know what it is about farts, but I've yet to see an adult or a child who doesn't roll around the floor laughing. And with the incredible creativity that's been coming out with all the COVID, so with the time people have on their hands at home, it's so great. And the funniest things are coming out, including a whole stack of them on farts, especially because we now have no toilet paper or limited toilet paper because, of course, it's a respiratory infection, so we need to buy a lot of toilet paper. But anyway, having said all of that, I'm serious about the fart metaphor, and I'm going to now give you permission to fart a whole lot more. Because in this time of total discombobulation and a sense of uncertainty and lack of control, what is it that we can control? And I was talking to a very good friend of mine the other day, a remarkable man, and he's a CEO of a company where, of course, everything's in disarray. And I was talking to him about how's he managing and what's he finding he has to do. And it was the simplest thing, but just so brilliant. He said, I just focus on what I can control. And so for those of you who are feeling out of control, overwhelmed, uncertain, terrified, panicking, these are times for us to stop because we have choices. You know, all this is happening and there's going to be a whole pile of people panicking and going into like terror mode. And then there'll be a pile of people who are not paying any attention at all, which is not being very responsible. Then there's people who are slowing down and breathing. And the core to all of these, and the way to stay sane in all this madness, for me, is to be conscious of what's going on inside you. And the real clue is your feelings. Because what we can control is our behavior, is the quality of our work, the quality of our interactions with others, and the quality of the connections and the effort we make to make those connections. We're humans. You know, we crave connection. We crave touch. To say you can't hug anybody, and I understand why, but if you're living by yourself, if you're an old person and nobody touches you for days, I remember being single for a long time. And, you know, I remember thinking at one stage, nobody'd know if I died until, like, the smell attracted the neighbours. Nobody hugged me for weeks. I craved the touch. And so we're all craving that connection, somebody else touching our hearts. And that is stuff we can control. And ultimately, our behaviours, the quality of our work, the quality of our interactions, all ties down to the first letter of fart, and it is feelings. One of the things that humans in our journey to adulthood lose track of, and often in childhood we lose it, is to be aware of our feelings. And you know, I'm not Robinson Crusoe, and you're not Robinson Crusoe. I did this. I shut my feelings down incredibly well. And I'm 65 now, and I realized 3 years ago how to change it. And it's taken me the 3 years to be able to make significant progress. And I kind of knew before I wrote a book on connecting head and heart, which is all about having feelings. But do you think I could feel anything except overwhelm, stress, or numb? No. And there I was being this fraud, teaching people how to be joyful and writing a book on joy. And I'm so deeply grateful to my mentor, Dr. David Martin, davidmartin.world, for helping me change and grow and develop and become my own inner travel agent. Michael Crichton, in one of his books, one of his novels, wrote about being your own inner travel agent. Well, we sure can't travel right now outside, so it is a perfect time to travel inside, to become your own inner travel agent. So first step, F of farting, is to become aware of your feelings. Notice what you're feeling. And then critically, feelings don't just like pop up. Feelings come because of something we tell ourselves, something we say to ourselves, the story we're telling ourselves. And it's always based on something that happened when we were 0 to 7, almost always based. We've expanded it, we've developed it, we've created a tome around the original concept. But it's the original concept that influences how we're feeling. So because 95 to 99% of the time, as Bruce Lipton tells us in his epigenetics videos, we are literally unconscious of our thoughts. So if we start to be aware of our feelings, that will be the clue that leads us to what we're thinking, to the story that we're telling ourselves. And so that's the first part of a series of videos we're going to be doing on how to fart effectively. And I'm going to move slowly out of the picture so you can enjoy the view from my office and the sound of the chimes, and I can actually turn the video off because my button doesn't work on the remote. So I'll see you at the next one. Enjoy the view.